Good evening, and welcome to another edition of Late Night Dental Marketing Talk with your host, Paul Speziali, or Paul, on Dental Town. It is now 4:50 a.m., and I can hear the birds chirping, and I should probably be in bed, but I'd rather be doing this because this is a very important question that I should be getting, and I'm not getting, and that is how to cut your attrition rate in half. And if you haven't heard of what attrition rate is, maybe you know what it is, maybe you are aware, but let's go over what it is for in case you don't, and some of the strategies on how to cut your attrition rate down. So what is attrition rate? Attrition rate is the rate at which patients bleed out of your office. And I say bleed because that's exactly what's happening. It's as though there's a cut in your office and people are trickling out of it. And you may be hemorrhaging. You never know, right? And unless you're measuring it, you'll never know how much you're bleeding. But having patients bleed out of your office also implies that it can be bandaged or repaired. So let's look at ways that we can do that. So the first way we can prevent people from leaving your office is we don't want them to see you as just being a run-of-the-mill part of the pack kind of person. We want them to see you as offering unique value to them that they can't get anywhere else. Of course, you can't say that according to dental regulations, and just bad business to declare yourself superior to other people. And even if you do declare yourself superior to other dentists, if you were to try that, it wouldn't work, because when people hear you're the number one dentist in your local town, they automatically think that it's BS and you're lying. So don't say that. What's more influential and more persuasive is positioning. So positioning yourself as an authority, a local celebrity authority. In other words, you want to make sure that when they become your patients, they want to be, it's almost bragging rights to be one of your patients because they've seen you on TV, maybe their friends have seen you on TV. People want to be part of something big and something special. So if you're seen on TV all the time and you're going there, then they're going to invite their friends and say, "Oh, my dentist's on TV. Take a look at this," and that kind of thing. And that builds you up. That positions you. It also positions you as different because no one else is doing it. Now, positioning also builds your relationship with your existing patients or new patients. And it's the relationship that you have with them that keeps them the majority of the time. It is the reason why, even when they move or when they have new kids or something like that, they'll constantly be coming back to you and driving, the extra mile just to come see you because they have that bond with you. And that bond implies trust and safety, and they want to make sure that they go to you and they know what they're going to get when they go to you. So it's not just you providing a superior service, but also because you're positioned correctly. And that's what I do with the Big Case marketing system. I position you as a local celebrity authority for every possible service that you have. And we put them in an automatic pipeline so that by the end of the pipeline or somewhere in the middle of the pipeline, the person's heard enough and seen enough of you that they're going to call and book. And then even if they are your existing patient, they want to become part of that pipeline, they can. And then when they see that, they get even more persuaded and marketed to, of course, and that's the name of the game, keeping the relationship with them. And it'll cut down your attrition rate because they won't leave as much. And the more services that they take part in with you, the more deeper the relationship you build with them. Just seeing these people every 6 months doesn't necessarily build a relationship. You only see them for 1 hour or so every 6 months, and they're fearful to come see you to begin with, so how much a relationship can you build with them? So this is another way of doing that. Another one is keeping them happy. Now, cutting your attrition rate means that keeping them in a positive state or changing their state from a negative state to a positive state. And this is some of the psychological tools that we talked about earlier. But now, when they come into your office, you want to keep them in a good state, turn them into a good state. So they're coming in with fears. They're fearing bills, they're fearing needles, they're fearing drills. There's a bunch of fears, and also they don't want to be there. They don't know what's going to happen sometimes. There's some surgery, you're going in their mouth, very invasive. So there's lots of fears, and they're usually nervous or mad or something, and if they had a bad day at the office or their bad day or whatever, they're in a bad mood. So you want to change their state. And when they come in, how is your receptionist friendly? That's one thing. Is your receptionist persuasive and acknowledging them and talking to them? Do you have a waiting room that is conducive to building a new state for them? Not constantly smashing down their mouth pictures of alien teeth with all sorts of surgical methods and educating them on all sorts of dentist things there. It's more important that you work on building their state. Is it relaxing? Are they in a soothing atmosphere? Do they feel like they're being in a medical building? Or do they fear that they're going to be experimented on? Or do they feel that they're going to be in a living room and safe and secure in their own home? So you don't have to spend thousands of dollars to do that. The TV that you have in your waiting room doesn't have to show all sorts of surgical methods. It can show something funny that anyone can look at. And there's one particular show that I put in the offices that has generated more laughter and has generated more fun for patients. When they're coming into the dentist, they almost want to stay there and watch it, and when they're going in, they're laughing. And I'll give that to you if you purchase that comes with you free if you purchase the Double Your Patience DVD set, which I give for free anyways if you do any of the done for you systems that I have, which is the Big Case Marketing System or the Best Month Ever promotion. And also, when they're leaving your office, are they going to be laughing? Jerry Seinfeld said it best in one of the Seinfeld episodes. You got to leave on a high note. So when they're leaving your office, are they laughing? Are they happy? And people don't remember this. One of the psychological strategies. People don't remember what happens in the middle of some event. They only happen in the beginning. They only remember what happens in the beginning and at the end. So you have to only just manage those two areas. So having them laughing when they're coming in, having them laughing when they're going out, every time that they see you, they're going to link those feelings to you, and that's what you want.